Hey, how we doing today? Coming to you in Jacksonville, sunny, beautiful Jacksonville, with Mikey's Imaginary Friends, a variety of collective musicians. Just to go down the list, we have Mikey, we have Joe, and we have the latest emergence of a brand new bass player just committed to the band. Can I get your first and last name again for the record?
Nate Hoff.
Nate Hoff. So we got Joe, Nate, and Mikey. Mikey originally started living up here in Jacksonville, went to Florida State University, majored there, ended up moving up to Chicago, where the Chicago Examiner had labeled his band that he was working there as the Mars Volta on Vicodin. He's been known for his flamboyant antics on stage, as well as having a variety and eclectic persona. It's in the reviews, man. It's in the reviews. Persona on stage. They are highly unconventional, and most importantly, when it comes to art and defining art, which is something that nobody can really truly do, this artist has bestowed upon himself to define his music, and that is psychedelic music. Going into your personal art, to start off where we actually go into the music at hand, you throw paint on the canvas as well as you create your own kind of artistic music. How does your art on canvas affect your art that you perform musically on stage?
Well, I think that I view art as like a very strong entity within my life and within my entire existence. But within art is many different media, with whether it's painting or drawing or collage or sound or psychedelic music or film. So I don't separate those media as much as I think normal people do. But to answer, my visual art and when I write lyrics or when I write music, they absolutely have an effect on each other. I don't know if I could verbally express how that works, how they affect each other, but they absolutely do affect each other.
The music is very hard to define. My best way of looking at it, I mean, I've searched for hours on end, looked at different reviews. I'm just going to go with unconventional for now rather than put a label on it. So let's just talk about the influences. I've heard professions of Jimi Hendrix as an influence, Smashing Pumpkins, Cake. Anybody else that you'd like to mention, and most importantly, why? Did they have an effect on the music that you create?
I would like to mention Harvey Danger.
Harvey Danger? Paranoid, everybody's coming to get me.
Yeah. Sean Nelson, the lyricist from Harvey Danger, is a gigantic influence on me, and I mean, they've become more of an influence on me recently because I had a chance to meet the band, and that was a really nice experience. And I find that when I like bands, when I find a new band that I like, I try to look up their interviews and how they are as people, and try to find out about their lyrics and what inspires them. And a lot of times I get let down. And with Harvey Danger, when I met the guys in that band, it just made me like them 1,000 times more. So it makes their music so much better when I have more of an understanding of where they're coming from and what influences them, and that we're on the same page in terms of what we're trying to communicate and what we're trying to express.
Would you call yourself a 90s band? Would you call yourself a postmodern band? Or would you call yourself something damn near new? Because if anything, you've just created a new genre regarding the musical style that you want to play.
Well, all of those things go into what we're doing, that's for sure. I mean, I'm fucking from the 90s. I grew up in the 90s. I don't know, Chicago Bulls and stuff. That's a huge part of my life. The '90s are.
Tattoos and Carmen Electra?
Yeah. Carmen Electra has been a
single parent
person in my life. But I think that we're doing something totally new. I'm a big. I like to think of each year as a big change, just for me personally, which I don't know. It's just something that I've always thought about. When it was a new year, when it was a new month or a new day, and every time I wake up, I try to think about that and try to. Abby Hoffman said, "Today is the first day of the rest of your life," and that's true with every single day except for the day that you die. And we're doing something that's totally new, and especially being able to have such immense talent with Joe and Nate coming in and joining to put onto, at this point, which is mostly just with our live performance, but we'll write together, and they add so much, and I don't think they get that much credit at this point. But
No, without bias, they really don't. Let's focus on the days and years. You went to Chicago, you created something there, it started a buzz, and then there was apparently a lack of feeling or emotion, and then drove you to Jacksonville. What does Jacksonville have that Chicago didn't? And before I go into even further in that question, do you feel that there's an indie rock scene? Do you feel like there's something that most people don't know about, an idiosyncrasy in Jacksonville, or is it just in my head?
I think that there's something really beautiful going on within the musical community here that I didn't even know about when I made the decision to, restart my life here. Come on, I'm allergic to it. Get the fuck out of here. And it's really encouraging, and it's inspirational. There's so many amazing bands surrounding us, and it's as a contrast to me. At least, I don't know. I mean, these guys have seen me have a lot of discouraging moments with. It's very frustrating dealing with certain people within the industry, like booking agents that don't give a fuck about music.
Are we talking about Chicago primarily?
No, we're talking about Jacksonville.
Okay.
Or we're talking about the whole fucking world.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys have experience in a lot of other places too, and it's very discouraging. But I mean, I came from Chicago where there's more, I mean, it really has to do a lot more, I think, with the cultural difference, definitely with the North versus the South, and with how people stand up for themselves within our culture, within our society, and our country, and that's a totally different story, but it definitely reflects, to me, that translates into each industry, and the industry that I'm involved in and that these guys are involved in with me is the music industry, and it's very frustrating at times, that is, but the artists themselves, especially in the city, I mean, it's the best that I've seen. I mean, I can't believe how many good bands like that I've just met recently, and
it's about to erupt.
Yeah.
It's erupting. And it just, when I got here, it was kind of like nothing. And since I've been here, I've watched people make a difference, especially downtown. I live at the beach. There's not much going on there. Downtown, it seems like everybody's just getting involved. And there's labels popping up, like people doing it DIY. It's important, and it's exactly what I want to be part of.